Ever felt like you're constantly giving but never receiving? That could be a sign you're dealing with a narcissist. Imagine a world where everyone respects each other's personal space, time, and emotional well-being. Sounds ideal, right? That's the power of boundaries. They are the invisible lines that we draw around ourselves to maintain balance and respect in our relationships. They're like our personal force fields, protecting us from harm and ensuring our needs are met. But what happens when someone repeatedly crosses those boundaries? We might find ourselves feeling drained, disrespected, or even manipulated. This is often the case when dealing with narcissistic behavior. Narcissists are individuals who have an inflated sense of their own importance, a deep need for excessive attention and admiration, and a lack of empathy for others. They often struggle to respect the boundaries set by others, leading to imbalanced and unhealthy relationships. The true essence of a relationship lies in the give and take. It's like a dance, where both partners move in sync, respecting each other's space. But when one person constantly steps on the other's toes, the dance becomes painful. That's what it's like in a relationship with a narcissist. But here's the good news. Recognizing this behavior is the first step towards change. It's about understanding that it's not just about them, it's about you too. It's about realizing that your feelings, your needs, and your boundaries matter. It's about reclaiming your power. Boundaries are not walls that keep others out, but rather filters that allow the right people in. They ensure that our relationships are based on mutual respect and understanding, and most importantly, they protect our mental and emotional well-being. So if you find yourself constantly giving and never receiving, if you feel like your boundaries are being violated, remember, you have the right to assert your needs. You have the right to say no. You have the right to protect your space, your time, and your emotional well-being. Understanding narcissistic behavior is the first step to reclaiming your power. Do you know the signs of narcissistic behavior? Let's uncover them together. Narcissistic behavior often manifests as a lack of empathy. This can be seen when someone consistently fails to recognize or understand the feelings of others. They might dismiss your feelings as unimportant or overreactions, making you feel invalidated or ignored. Another common sign is a constant need for admiration. Narcissists crave attention and praise to the point where they may become agitated or angry if they feel they're not receiving enough of it. This relentless pursuit of validation can be exhausting for those around them. Lastly, narcissists often exhibit a disregard for others' feelings. They might make decisions that impact you negatively without considering how it might make you feel. This could be as seemingly insignificant as choosing a restaurant without asking your preference, or as serious as making large decisions without your input. Recognizing these signs can help you identify when you're dealing with a narcissist. Now that you know the signs, how do you protect yourself? The answer is clear and assertive boundaries. Boundaries are like invisible lines that define what we are comfortable with and what we are not. They reflect our values, our needs, and our self-respect. When we set clear and assertive boundaries, we are telling the world, and more importantly ourselves, that we take our personal space, our time, and our emotions seriously. Think of your boundaries as a personal rule book. It's not about controlling others, it's about controlling your own life. Boundaries are unique to each person. What feels right for you may not feel right for someone else, and that's okay. Your boundaries are about you and you alone. To start, ask yourself, what makes me feel uncomfortable? What makes me feel disrespected? What makes me feel used? Your answers to these questions will help you identify where you need to set boundaries. Once you've identified your boundaries, it's time to communicate them. This can be difficult, especially when dealing with narcissistic individuals who may not respect your space. But remember, it's not about them, it's about you. Be clear, be direct, and most importantly, be assertive. When communicating your boundaries, use I statements. For example, instead of saying, "You can't call me at work," say, "I need to focus during my work hours, so I would appreciate it if you could avoid calling me then." This way, you are expressing your need without blaming or attacking the other person. And remember, boundaries are not set in stone. As you grow and evolve, your boundaries may change, and that's perfectly fine. The key is to stay in tune with your feelings and needs and adjust your boundaries accordingly. Setting clear and assertive boundaries is a journey of self-discovery and self-love. It may not be easy, but it is essential for your well-being and self-respect. So stand firm, be assertive, and protect your space. Assertive boundaries are your protective shield against narcissistic behavior. Boundaries can often be met with resistance, especially from a narcissist. So, how do you deal with pushback and manipulation? When you start setting boundaries, some folks might not take it too kindly. They might push back or try to manipulate you into backing down. So, what's a person to do in such a situation? Well, let's delve into some strategies to handle such resistance. First off, it's crucial to stay firm. Once you've established your boundary, stick to it. Your boundaries are not an open invitation for negotiation or debate. They are a statement of your needs and your rights. So hold your ground, even if it feels uncomfortable. Next, make use of I statements. These can be a powerful tool in maintaining your boundaries. Instead of saying, "You make me feel uncomfortable when you do that," try, "I feel uncomfortable when that happens." This way, you're expressing your feelings without blaming or accusing the other person, which often leads to defensiveness and conflict. Now, it's also important to remember not to engage in arguments about your boundaries. Narcissists are known for their ability to twist words and manipulate conversations. Before you know it, you might find yourself in a spiraling debate, questioning the very boundaries you've set. If you're met with resistance or manipulation, simply restate your boundary and disengage from the conversation. Finally, remember that it's completely okay to seek support. Setting and maintaining boundaries can be challenging, especially if you're dealing with a narcissist. Reach out to a trusted friend, a family member, or a mental health professional. They can provide you with guidance, reassurance, and the strength to uphold your boundaries. Remember, your boundaries are about preserving your well-being and self-respect. They're not just rules you set for others, but commitments you make to yourself. And let's be clear, these commitments are not selfish, they're necessary. So don't let anyone make you feel guilty or wrong for standing your ground. Remember, your boundaries are valid and you have every right to enforce them. Boundaries aren't just about protection, they're about empowerment. This is a truth often overlooked, but incredibly powerful. When we establish clear boundaries, we are not merely shielding ourselves from potential harm. We are affirming our self-worth, declaring our respect for ourselves, and asserting our right to emotional and mental well-being. Let's discuss the empowering impact of boundaries. First, they significantly boost our self-esteem. When we set boundaries, we're essentially saying, "I am worthy of respect, and I have the right to my feelings and experiences." This can be a potent antidote to feelings of low self-esteem or worthlessness. Boundaries also play a crucial role in our emotional health. Have you ever felt drained or overwhelmed after spending time with certain people? That could be a sign that you need to set more effective boundaries. When we have robust boundaries in place, we give ourselves the space to process our feelings and experiences in a healthy, balanced way. Furthermore, boundaries can vastly improve our relationships. It might seem counterintuitive, but setting boundaries doesn't push people away. Instead, it fosters mutual respect and understanding. It allows for honest communication and helps prevent resentment from building up. In essence, boundaries are not walls that keep others out, but guidelines that help us navigate our interactions with the world around us. They are tools of empowerment, facilitating growth, self-respect, and healthy relationships. Boundaries empower you to take control of your life and relationships. And remember, you are worthy of every bit of respect and consideration that you give to others. Setting and enforcing boundaries isn't always easy, but every step you take is a victory worth celebrating. When you embark on the journey of setting boundaries, it's important to remember that progress, no matter how small, is still progress. Each time you assert your needs, each time you say no when you need to, each moment you honor your own feelings and well-being, you're making strides towards a healthier, happier you. You're not just setting boundaries, you're building resilience. You're creating a space where your needs, feelings, and well-being are respected and valued. And that, dear listener, is worth celebrating. Celebrate your successes. Acknowledge your growth. Maybe it's treating yourself to something special, taking a moment to relax, or simply taking a deep breath and recognizing the strength within you. Remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about making progress. Let's not forget the importance of self-care in this journey. Nourish your body, mind, and spirit. Take time for yourself, to do the things you love and to unwind. Self-care isn't just about bubble baths and spa days. It's about taking care of your fundamental needs. It's about saying yes to yourself every day. So let's raise a toast to you and your journey, to the boundaries you've set and the progress you've made, to the resilience you've built and the self-care practices you've embraced. Remember, every step you take towards setting boundaries is a step towards a healthier, happier you.